Yeah. All right. I'm a give a top line of what I'm talking about, and then I'm not gonna go back to it like that. This one's about a spirit like Jacob, and I'm not no theologist. I'm not any of that. Don't really have the aspiration for that, but that's what I'm talking about. Just to add some type of top line. I'm gonna call it the spirit of Jacob, but what I'm talking about is, again, connotation and a disruptor, a antagonist, a well, there's a new word now called troll that we like to use. What is all of that? And is that all negative as it's commonly, um, I would say people commonly look at that type of stuff and, oh, that's negative. Who wants to deal with that? How much you know about spiritual warfare? How much you know about how little the things that play out in this world in front of your eyes actually mean? Let me give you all a story. There was a man that was in the city, in the big city, in a big city. He was on like 10th Street, and he needed to get to 15th Street. There was a little endeavor he wanted to indulge in on 15th Street. He on 10th. Well, let me just uncover the lead of this story. It's going to play out where if this man walks from 10th to 15th Street, he'll live to see the next day. If he takes a cab, he won't live to see the next day. And one of those seems like an inconvenience through some worldly perception and worldly senses. That don't sound, and that picture don't look good, and it probably don't give you a good feeling. You're probably thinking, well, why wouldn't you take a cab if you can? Well, life is a little bit more interesting than that. So it's about 7 o'clock, and the part where he has to get from 10th to 15th Street don't happen until like 10 o'clock. But at about 7 o'clock, he's got a friend that happens to cross paths with him. And his friend has a different spirit. His friend has more of a carefree spirit. His friend is serious about himself as well. He just carries himself differently. Kind of walks to a different drum beat. Hell, maybe it ain't even a drum. It might just be a totally different instrument. But they just got a different cadence. Nonetheless, these two are they're acquaintances. They cool. They homies. Well, the guy that's gonna end up having to get from 10th to 15th Street, he's more of a serious, focused type of person. It's cool. More often than not, people that are perceived to be uncompatible, if you humble yourself and let some of the PSIs, like let some of that air out of your hot air balloon ego head, like if you deflate your ego a little bit, you'll see that stuff works out. So anyway, this guy's got his mindset. 7 o'clock rolls by. His friend kind of throws a little monkey wrench in what he got going on. Like, he was doing, maybe he was working on something, or maybe whatever he was doing. By the time his friend came by, they kind of ended up talking about something completely different. Talk about something extracurricular. Or at the very least, it was something not pertaining to what the guy's mind was on prior. And that goes on for about an hour. Then they decide to go, get a drink, or maybe a bite to eat or something like that in that little hour. Well, in that hour, the guy that's going to need to get from 10th to 15th Street happens to misplace his wallet. He leave it at that place. Now it's gonna be there. He goes back and gets it. It's there and everything's all good. Everything's still there. But now it's like 8 o'clock. Him and his homie go their separate ways, and he go back to doing what he was doing for another little hour or so. Ain't even thought about the fact that he left his wallet there yet, because he hasn't really needed it again. Well, now it get closer to that 10 o'clock time, and he's like, oh man, I want to make this move. I want to get from point A to point B. So now comes time for him to do that. Well, he go look for his keys, lock up the doors, head out. This is a big city, man. You just go hit the street and wave your hand. You'll have a taxi in like 30 seconds, maybe 2 minutes. So that's what he does. But he gets to the street and realizes he ain't got his wallet. Wave a cab down. Here come the cab to stop, and then he, reach for his wallet, and it's like, oh, I forgot my wallet. Oh, where is it? Oh, I left it at that restaurant. So now he has to walk. He walks from 10th Street to 15th Street. It takes him 10 minutes. Ironically, the cab would have only got him there in 6 minutes. So it's kind of interesting how life, like, even if you just kind of step back on how you even perceive things, what's positive and what's negative, just the connotation to things is interesting. So the guy saves money that he can't spend at this point in time anyway, because he doesn't have his wallet, and he gets there in a mere, it just takes 4 more minutes for him to get there, which might make you wonder, why didn't you just do that in the first place? But here's the crazy thing. He get there, and then later on, he's looking at the news, and it shows that a cab driver was fatally robbed. Um, someone tried to rob the cab driver. They pulled a gun on him. The cab driver pulled a gun on them, and things played out. And the cab driver ended up losing his life. And then they show the picture of the cab driver, and it's that same cab that you was about to get in. And at the point in time it happened, that happened 5 minutes after you was just engaged with them. Well, how's this story played out? That friend that came and distracted you, that friend that, you know, took you from whatever constructive thing you were doing and then made you, now you off eating, y'all at a little restaurant and stuff, and maybe the reason you forgot your wallet is because while y'all was at the restaurant, your friend started, maybe this is one of those little friends that just be pressing your buttons, like messing with you, like, ESPN's on and your team just got whooped up last night, and he the type of friend that'll be like, oh dang, hey, that's your team. Like it just be messing with you, like, ooh, hey, look, hey, watch, hey, oh, yo, did you see that play? Knowing damn well you watched the game, like he just messing with you, and but like, it's still, man, this just dude shut up. And I guess in that moment is like when you, because you was like annoyed with this person, and you forgot about your wallet, or you forgot to pick your card up off the bar. So long story short, the reason why you don't have your wallet to get into that cab and lose your life is because of your friend who came by in the form of a distraction. When he came by at 9 o'clock or whatever, it was like, man, you got this kind of like mentality, like, man, this guy ain't as serious about life as I am. This guy's not as motivated as I am. Well, guess what? That's not that person's purpose in your life. Surely you have other people in your life that fulfill that purpose. They're more yoked with you as far as motivation and focus and you know being productive and all of that stuff. Apparently that ain't this friend's role in your life. Maybe this friend is in your life on some life and death stuff. So this friend exists just to throw a monkey wrench in your order. And a monkey wrench saved your life. You that person. You that person that was trying to get from 10th to 15th. And I'm that dude that hit you up at 9 and distracted you. I got another story. These two people are at a pool hall. And at the pool hall, they generally always, go play darts, and they got a little card table. So that's what people be doing at the pool hall. They more or less but they actually got a pool table too. They got pool tables. You and your friend don't never play pool. So You go, y'all playing darts, y'all playing some cards. Then all of a sudden, your friend got this competitive edge to him. He got this trickster kind of thing to him. He got this like moral of the story, this friend keeps you humble and down to earth. That's what this friend's purpose is in your life. You ain't never gonna lose yourself as long as this person's in your life. Cause they gonna, hey, I see you, boy. Hey, all that other stuff with all them other people, the Jedi mind control that you got, and this might seem like negative connotation too, right? Like, well, are you talking about that? No, you got some friends. It don't matter if you is in the NBA, and you could talk to these people that reach them levels and heights. When people get that high, the NBA, the NFL, a movie star, a CEO, they making big moves. You know the people they value the most in their life? The people that still treated them the same way they did before they had all that stuff. That's what they start to miss. They start to miss people that genuinely rock with them just because of who they genuinely are. Not because of what you got, not because of what everybody else thinks of you, not because of your prestige. Man, they rock with you because of who you are. That's it. And man, they ruffle your feathers every once in a while. After they ruffle your feathers, you always fix them janks up, and it looked better than it did before they ruffled your feathers. So this friend, somehow or another, for whatever the reason is, maybe they feel like there's a point, there's a lesson that you need to be taught, or maybe they just they just acted on a whim, and it's actually going to be something that you need to learn, or a perspective you need to be exposed to, that maybe he's not even aware. He just being himself. So your friend like, hey bro, you want to play pool? Now, you know you pretty good at pool. You confident in your skills at pool, but you don't know you don't know if your boy can play pool or not. And you know you'll never know because your boy is just a shit talker. So if he good at pool, he's gonna talk shit. If he sucks at pool, he gonna talk shit. If he beat you, he gonna talk shit. If you beat him, he gonna talk shit. He just go, hey, hey. He just that kind of. So anyway, you end up playing your friend in pool. Long story short, you get hustled because you play your friend the first game, and you know it's kind of competitive, but then you blow him out at the end. But your friend over here is still talking, and then he like, I guess, poking at you and antagonizing you and getting you to play him a second time. And that time, you really whoop him. And then your friend's still talking because it doesn't matter. It's just, so? So what if you won 2 games? You trying to play a third? Because you barely won that first one. And that second game, like, whatever. You trying to run it back? Well, now you like, nah, man, I ain't trying to. The you, nah, I'm good. You kind of now. This ain't the way it's gonna portray, and this ain't the way it's gonna play out. But really, what's going on right now is you feeling yourself. You already feel like, man, I just gave my time to charity playing you them first two times, man. You try to compete with me and talk about beating me. I was just playing you like, like, all right, we could play. But like, I already see now that you can't beat me. So it's like, I mean, we can play casually again the next time I feel like playing. But like, bro, you can't beat me. I just whooped you up twice. That's what you're thinking. But then that little part of you that needs a checking comes out. And it's going to come down to the point of like, yo, do you have friends in your life that you think can't check you? If you have a friend in your life that can't call you out or correct you or check you, you don't even deserve that friend. I'm going to just go ahead and say that. I'm taking it past whether or not you're willing to tolerate that friend. No one gives, I'm talking about stuff above that. No one cares about whether you're willing to tolerate them. You might not even be worthy of that friend. Please listen. All of the images and stuff that go on in the world, they're crumbling before your eyes. And the stuff that I'm talking about now is what's going to manifest behind all of those illusions. So that part of you that needs a check and come out like, all right, bro, I'll play you a third time, man, but you gotta we gonna bet 30 on it. And it's just like, man, nah, bro. Like, why can't you just play? And now you want like, okay, man, look, dog. If you want to play, that's that we put some money on it. Like, you trying to. Outside of that, you just kind of wasting my time, bro. You can't beat me. So right now, you on my clock right now. So if I decide to play you this third time, like, what's in it for me? I done entertained you twice, and you can't beat me. So then, all right, your friend's like, all right, cool. Y'all play that third time. And he mop you. You get mopped with your arrogant, overconfident Goliath ass. Forgetting that there's Davids out here. The only thing they built for is like you. they be struggling with some of everything else. Maybe some other people will be giving it, but when it comes to you, if ever they want to decide, I'm gonna get this person to work, you'll get to work. Your friend was good at pool. Your friend was hustling you. Now your friend done pushed the friendship to another area where you might need a checking. Now this is about your word. Actually, it's not just about your word, it's about your words. Because your word that is coming down to now was a part of a paragraph of words. And that paragraph was basically, hey, you got to put some money down on it. You got to. Now, mind you, the friend is talking shit. He wasn't worried about money. He won't trying to put no money on the table. You took it there. And then he took it from there. But anyway, now it's like, yo, you gonna give him the money? You just lost. Fair and square. You might not be feeling fair, You might not be feeling square, but you just lost fair and square. You gonna cough up that money? But then it don't just stop there. After you cough up that money, you're gonna be all bitter and shit. You're gonna not hang out with him for like a couple of months. You gonna start trying to let your nuts hang on him. Get that toxic masculinity going on. Like just try to like win in other areas. Like, you know what I'm saying? We listening to music later, same way we usually, but now you like, hey, change that, man. That shit's whack. Or like, hey, man, turn that down. Or like, you just doing little petty extra shit. Like, hey, bruh, you bitter about something? Screw this music and what you talking about. You bitter about something? You still bitter about that $30 I took from you? That $30 you donated to me with your arrogant ass? And even in this moment, your friend ain't gonna let off of you because you're actually tripping right now. And you, whereas you think you like, so here's the funnier thing about that. You was about to do something stupid with that $30 that's bigger and greater than your friend as a whole. Maybe at that point in time you had just had enough to drink. Maybe you had like $40 left in your wallet and you lost 30, so you went down to 10 and it was like, well, I need that to catch the cab home. So you was done. But had you stayed out there and not got mocked and humbled by your friend, oh, you would have kept drinking on that 30. You would have got maybe 4 or 5 more drinks. And you still would have had that bloop, bloop, bloop head because your friend hadn't came and me it yet. So you was about to go off and get a little more turned up, and now here somebody comes that actually means you harm. And you got that liquid courage now because you $30 more drunk. Now you about to get into a situation where it doesn't even matter who wins. You lose. You win the fight, you lose. You lose the fight, you lose. But all that got avoided because your friend went ahead and took your $30. Now, take your ass home. No, seriously, like, go home because 45 minutes from now, there's gonna be a trap waiting for you, and you're gonna end up falling for it. This person named Jacob. That was this friend this whole time. It was Jacob. Jacob took your money. Did Jacob take anything that you actually needed, though? Jacob took something petty from you that you were about to use in a petty way, made you look petty in the process. And from that, man, you bobbed and weaved something. So, what I'm getting at here is the less focused friend that you have that you think when you talk to them, ah, man, this person's just they're just a they a Jacob type person. It's like, bro, you ain't serious about nothing. Like, I'm out here, I'm Esau. Y'all, oh shit. I said I wasn't gonna go that far into this, but y'all just got that mentality like, well, I'm serious out here. I ain't got time for little childish stuff. That's your mentality, which I'm not trying to. Well, yeah, I am trying to knock it. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm knocking it. But just have a little bit of respect for the other things that exist in this world, because you have no idea the game that's being played out of sight. You have no idea the game that's being played in the spiritual realm. You have no idea. And that spirit of Jacob thing I'm talking about, that friend that hustled you out of your money, you didn't need that. And then low key, your friend might mess around and keep that $30 and spend it with you the same way it was gonna get spent anyway. It's just that instead of it being in your possession and 15 of it go to you and 15 of it go to me, now it's just in my possession. And 15 of it gonna go to me and 15 of it gonna go to you. But life is getting crazy, man. It's getting real crazy. It's getting to the point where y'all better realize these people that y'all been judging, and these people that y'all been trying to size up, and these people y'all been trying to tell, and people that y'all been just kind of like bless they heart, or like, oh, like pitying. It say, gosh, there's this saying: the first will be the last, and the last shall be the first. And there's a reason for it. It's getting to the point where the last person that you thought would be able to help you, or the last person that you thought would expedite a breakthrough, that's about to be the person that gives you your breakthrough. And they probably just working on trying to break through your defenses and castle walls and personality. But once they beep, 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 and get through all of that, it's like, hey, bro, yo, it's right for the taking. What are you talking about? And I'm like, bro, this, that, and that. And they telling you like, yo, bro, don't think I haven't been paying attention. Like, actually been like seeing what you trying to accomplish in life, bro. Like, I'm your real fucking homie. I know what you've been trying to do, bro. While you was all over there on the left doing that stuff, homie, I was over here on the right, bro. I just said one thing to like one person. I made one little move, man, and it's just been sitting over here on the right, waiting for you to kind of like, and now you over there to the right, bro. If you just like, yeah, you're gonna hit that and then just bow. And you just like, no. Like that's, or you won't get that. You won't get that. Because you just stay over here on the left thinking homeboy on the right is just too not on your level. But that's the homie that's gonna rock with you. That's your breakthrough. Oh, if you that Jacob cat, look, man, understand this. Your job ain't to be liked by people. Your job ain't to be accepted or approved by people. If you got that Jacob spirit, and mind you, and I said I'm not trying to go too deep with this, Jacob had God's favor. When you all get done with your stuff. But I'm trying to show, like, it's different. None of us will ever understand what's really going on. If there was a chess game being played and you sitting here looking at all this stuff that's going on, you know what the pieces you most familiar with look like. But then you look over here on the other side of the board and it's like, what the hell? Is that a giraffe? Is that a skyscraper? Like, yo, that's not even that's a, is that a, like, it's pieces that don't even have to do with chess. Like, you just looking over there at the other side, like, what? Like, yo, what is it over there? What the? They not even moving. The thing that looks like a pawn is like moving backwards, or it only moves sideways. The piece that you think is the king, that be the first piece that come out attacking you like it's sacrificing itself, and you've been thinking the whole time like, oh well, that's the king, that's the piece I need to take, and come to find out like that's the first piece that you take, and it's like, oh, the game is still going. Well, that must not have been the king. Am I even playing chess? That's life. Especially when you get to talking about this spiritual stuff. You don't know what's going on. None of us do. So, it's time for discernment. If you got that spirit of Jacob, it's time for your discernment too. Because here's the deal. You're like, I want to think of something called triage. I want you all to think of something called triage. That's a military concept. There's 100 people just bad, like something catastrophic just happened. There's 100 people. You have provisions to save 10 people. That's all you got, man. Hey, but look, you also can't let people make you feel bad because you only got enough to save 10 people. All right? You can't feel bad about only having enough to save 10 people because, man, first of all, who gonna point out to you that you only got enough to save 10 people? It's probably not somebody with the ability to save people. First of all. Second of all, bro, that's just how it is, man. You don't get to decide that. You got 10. There's 100. What 10 do you go for? Ah, man, I'm getting. Do you go for the one that's his head blown off and it's only hanging on by like 3 arteries and a? You can't save that one. Man, what about this dude that's just like got both of his legs blown off and his arm and his ear? You can maybe save that one. You know what I'm saying? This is what I'm getting at, dog. Don't let this world make you feel like just because you ain't out here busting guns and you know, moving men and calling shots and or in a tank or in a cool ass plane, like like just because you ain't one of those people, don't think that you ain't one of the most valuable pieces in this whole thing, because you are. Because I'm gonna tell you a secret. When stuff really gets heavy, they're gonna start coming for you. Because the only reason and the only way that people is still, man, these people might not even like you. They might not even appreciate you. They be, when it come time to shoot, they always talking about how your accuracy ain't all that accurate or whatever, man. Hey, but I bet you when it come time to save somebody, like, see, that's not something you appreciate right now because you don't need that right now. But you're going to need it. And when you Jacob, man, You use your 10 wisely, man, because you don't have the time to be out here wasting with people. And if you got anybody in your life, bro, like if you to this point, I got folks in my life where it's like they still ain't gone. They there, but it's like, man, they get on my nerves so much. Like, oh my god, like they a diehard, they a diehard Jordan fan or something, and I don't really rock with. I'm not you're not going. You in my top five, but sometimes don't get me wrong. I just love like there's a part of me where I just love like bro, y'all seriously think that? But then there's the times where it's like I don't feel like. What are we watching a a Bulls game and they playing the Pistons. You know what I'm saying? And I know everybody in here is a Bulls fan, and I'm gonna be the only one going for the Pistons. You know, like 9 times out of 10, yeah, I like to show up and just kind of rock the boat. But like this one time, it's like I actually don't feel like dealing with y'all. Like I don't feel like putting on. I don't because outside of that nature that you bring there, it might just it's not. It might just be, and this might be kind of a part of you wasting your time with people if you the Jacob. But you know, if you got that person in your life where it's like, even though they got this major blaring thing where it's like, oh my god, I hate when they do, like that just pisses me off. But they still foundational friend. Are they still like a ace in the hole regardless of what hole you get in? That's a good one, man. You be careful how you treat that one. Who cares if they look? Y'all about to find out in this world, people who really got your back and people who really down for you. It ain't about your comfort. It's not about your comfort all the time. It's not about uh your ego being stroked. All your friends don't do that. I mean, personally, I just turned 39 this year, so I'm getting a little older, and I'm starting to realize that friends that do that aren't even really beneficial. And that applies to everybody. That just I'm not just saying that as a well, I'm an outside of the box guy, so I don't really need people that are gonna uh uh validate my thoughts. I don't need no pat on the back because I'm always no, I'm not saying that at all, man. We all need that. Don't get it twisted. But everybody that's not how the people who really got your back, that's not how they're gonna come at you all the time. And we gotta get discernment. Everybody discernment. And if you don't even want to take it that far, I just say discretion. Use your discretion. But yeah, it's tricky, tricky, tricky. And I'm out.